I would like to now introduce Sophia Blair, who is a partner from Media, one of our sponsors. Thank you.
Good evening, everyone. As Neil introduced, I am an audit partner at BDO, and I'm in the healthcare and not-for-profit practice, which is a specialized group. And let me just start by saying, if you had told me 15, 16 years ago that I'd be standing here before you today, I never would have believed you. As was common in public accounting, I felt I would come into public, get my experience, get certified, maybe make it to manager, and then take a job in private as a controller at a client or at another not-for-profit, or even perhaps have a family and stay home. So fast forward, and I've been at BDO now for almost 15 years. I did start that family, but kept having the opportunity to move forward in my career. And also did start my career at a small firm on Long Island, placed by Robert Half, where I was introduced to the not-for-profit industry. It was a small firm that had a different experience where I could do tax returns, I could do audit of not-for-profits and small business write-ups. But what I really learned in that small firm experience was I worked with partners one-on-one as a staff person, which really gave me a great experience, learning from them directly. And being out in the field, I realized I didn't want to do tax. I liked being out in the field, meeting other clients, and keeping it, different carpet on the walls, different wallpaper, different carpet on the floor. So I then was recruited because I was sitting for the CPA exam, and at Hofstra where I went, there was a recruit course, and I met someone that worked in the group that I'm in now at BDO, and he kept trying to recruit me for a year, and finally went and took this job, and I walked in the first day and I said, as long as I'm in public accounting, I'm staying in this group. The dynamics of the group when I joined in 1998 were 20 people. It was a very small practice, and I'm proud to say that today I was part of a team that helped grow that practice from 20 people to about 80 people. And we developed the not-for-profit practice into all the various subsectors of nonprofit that, you may have there's a concept of the firm that I think in the general public nonprofit is fill-in work, and it really isn't. It's a huge industry, a lot of potential, and for me, what I got out of it was the personal touch. And I'll share a quick story with you. About 6 years ago, I was on a pitch at a small school in Plainview called ACDS. It's the Association for Children with Down Syndrome. And I was sitting in the parking lot with my partner, saying, I had my first daughter, and I said how fortunate I am, that I have a healthy child, that this program is here, it's great, and I just feel very lucky. Well, fast forward a few years, I had a daughter that attended that school, my second child. And I can't tell you, it was a great experience. It was, really gave me that personal touch where I felt being in public accounting was more than just accounting. And I think what's really important is that you find that niche in your industry path, whatever you take, whatever career choice you make, whether it's in public or private. And this is really maybe for those that are coming out of school, that public accounting is public accounting. It's long, grueling hours. It's very demanding, very challenging. But when you find that you can, enjoy the job and enjoy what you're doing and feel that you're getting a sense of giving back in any way, whatever industry it is, it makes it worthwhile, and you find that way to balance your work life because you enjoy what you do every day, and then it does translate to your family life as well. And the one good thing about public accounting is there is some flexibility. It's not, the hours are there, but I guess the best way to say it is if I needed to put my daughter on the bus today, it would be okay. I just would make up the hours somewhere else. And that's one of the great things in this profession, so I encourage you also to not to just get to that senior level or that manager level and move on. And I think the other things that really made a difference for me personally is working in that specialized industry, in that group, developing in that, becoming what I would say is a specialist, where now I can go to market if I wanted and market myself as an expert in an industry, in accounting, but there's so many subsegments in the healthcare and not-for-profit industry, and I think it's really important that you find that niche for yourself and not go into a large firm and get put on one large engagement, because guess what? When the firm loses that engagement, you're at risk. Where you work on different engagements and you deal with the challenges in these different industries, whichever it is, if it's not for profit, there's always a challenge of resources, My clients sometimes don't have the resources to hire the best staff, or even, the most sophisticated or experienced, or the number of staff that they may need. But, it's something that if you really enjoy it and you work with them, you feel like you're getting a benefit. And, I just feel that my success was really because I specialize in an industry and I didn't put myself at risk by being on that one large commercial client, which truthfully, 17 years ago when I graduated, that was what I always thought I wanted, which I think a lot of us do. Nobody really just gets out of school and says, I want to be a nonprofit auditor. And, at least they did back then. I think today maybe it might be a little different, but, again, it's finding that career path that you really enjoy, making the best of it. And, as you mentioned too, the succession plan, I think the other reason why I'm standing here today as a partner of BDO is, even though I didn't really think this was what I wanted, I always acted like I wanted the position above me. And that was a huge thing, because as it started to come to me, I realized I could handle it, I enjoyed it, I was rewarded, I had a satisfaction, and I really think when you do that, you're always planning for that next step, and it does bring success.